I'm just going to have a quick look at attaching some sensors. This is very similar to attaching the pieces we've already attached, but we'll have a look at it with sensors. So let's pick some sensors to start with. I'm going to pick the rangefinder. So I am just going to click and add that to my model. And I'm going to select my translation tool and I'm going to move it to in place where I want it to be. So I'm going to drag it up. I want to mount it up the top here somewhere, and I'm going to drag it along to the right. Now I tried very hard when I dragged it up the top there to get it centered, and you see those yellow dots? That's where the bolts go. And you can see center wise I've lined them up with the holes. But if we take a bit of a closer look here, um, actually we're too far away. So let's bring this in hard up against our piece of metal there. So that looks pretty good there, like that. Maybe it's a little bit over, but it's probably okay. So now I just need to line these holes up so that they actually line up with the hole in the middle. And you don't get to see it as you move it. So you kind of got to move it notch by notch. But now this one here is lining up with the hole. All that remains to do now is add a couple of bolts. So I'll select the bolt. And I think the small one will work for us. So I'm just going to select that one. And I'm going to use my auto attach tool so I can drag it straight up and into the hole. That should be it there. And I don't think I'm far enough through yet, so I will click it here and I will just bring it down to there like that. Quite flush, but that's there now. And I'll do another one for the other side. So I'll select this one. Again, I've left my auto attach on and you can see it in the hole. And again, I'll just bring it down so it's the same point as the other one, which was there. So I've got both my bolts and my ultrasonic sensor on, and I'll just test drive it to make sure it doesn't fall off. And it didn't. So there we go. I've got my ultrasonic rangefinder connected. Now I also want to put on a bumper switch. So I'm going to show you another way to do this. This time I'm going to start off by actually adding my bolt first. So I'm going to grab one of my bolts and I'll bring it. I've still got my auto attach tool on, so I can just drop it off there and I've attached it and it's sitting exactly where I want it to be there, like that. Now with my auto attach tool on, I'll go back to my devices and I'm going to pick my bumper switch. And if I drag my bumper switch up to that bolt, it should try to connect to it, which it did. So there we go. I've got my bumper switch on. Now I just want to rotate it. This should actually give me a rotation here, leaving in the auto tool, and I can rotate it around until it's flat like that. Now let's click away and you can see it's actually attached itself automatically. If I test drive it now, one thing I forgot to do was attach the other side, so I'll stop that and get my second bolt, drag it up into position, again into here, and obviously that's not going to work because it's not going through enough. Make it the same as the other side. Looks not right. There we go. And bring it back down and try the test drive again. There we go, locked into place. So that's me adding a couple of sensor devices to my model.